Hello, this is Dominic Holden with TBonesBaseball.com. I'm here with local celebrity from Kansas City, Kansas, right here. NASCAR Nationwide Series truck driver Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Hi.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Is this your first T-Bones game? Is this your first time out here?
No, I come to a lot of T-Bones games. I love the T-Bones.
What do you like about the T-Bones coming out to CommunityAmerica Ballpark?
You know, I like the fact that last time I checked, they were good. And from my house, I can hear when you guys shoot off fireworks. And it's just such a great hometown feel. When you come to the ballpark, there's just a nice warm presence. No matter how well they're doing, you know, I think they do very well. But aside from that, you know, no matter how good they do, it's just a fun time.
And tonight's ladies' night, and so you're here and talk about your foundation,
Driven to Honor.
Driven to Honor. I want to say Drive to Honor. Driven to Honor.
Yeah. You know, Driven to Honor is a 501c3, which is a not-for-profit foundation, to honor female military members, both active duty, retired, veterans, anyone who's ever served. We want to honor them with a VIP behind-the-scenes experience at a NASCAR race. So every single race that I run for NASCAR, we have some sort of a female veteran or service member in our pit box that's being honored that weekend. And she just gets to sit on top of the pit box with the crew chief and be right there with the tire changes. She eats lunch and dinners with the team and has all kinds of great behind-the-scenes access. If we don't have a female nominee for that weekend, then we go ahead and open it up and accept nominations from male service members because we love all of our military service members. But being a female in a male-dominated environment, it just seemed like a great fit for me to go ahead and kind of throw a shout-out and support to those very strong women who are serving our country.
And how rewarding is it to you for, you know, do they respond to you, them and their families after the race or events?
Absolutely. Honestly, one of my favorite service members that we've ever had, and I shouldn't have favorites, but she went back to Afghanistan in her Driven to Honor sweatshirt, and she took the coolest picture on really like a small mountain in Afghanistan wearing the Driven to Honor sweatshirt, holding an American flag up from the back, and it just looked so cool. And she presented us with one of the first flags she ever flew over Afghanistan on her mission. So it's just been really you know, we want to support them, and in turn they support us. And I didn't mean for that to happen, but it's just really, you know, heartwarming and special when that happens.
And to the racing, what is it like racing in your hometown right across the street at Kent Speedway?
There's nothing like racing at home. You know, a lot of drivers, like their hometown might be 1 or 2 hours away, but for me it's literally 2 miles from my front door to the Kansas Speedway pit gate. And so having the family, the friends, knowing all of the security guards as you go in, and, you know, some of them you went to high school with, and some of them you had your first job with, and so it's just really special. But on top of it, not even just saying this, the Kansas Speedway is one of the nicest facilities on the circuit, but by far it's probably the #1 facility in terms of its surroundings. I don't know any other racetrack that has so many nice things right in its backyard, and for downtown to be just 15 minutes away. So it's truly, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, and that this is my home track.
Okay, and as a race car driver or truck driver, what is it like when you're driving just on the street normally? Is there a difference? Do you ever just want to pass the person next to you?
Well, I always pass the person next to me. I have to use cruise control a lot. And last week I raced in Pocono, and we drove from Pocono to New York City, and I talked everybody into letting me drive, and they were yelling at me the whole way. And I'm like, I am not even going fast right now, you guys. So I just really have to hit cruise control and abide by that.
Mm-hmm. And what has been your favorite moment of your career so far?
You know, I had a really special Daytona in 2011 where my hauler driver, who worked for me in 2010, passed away from pancreatic cancer. And his family was present at this race, and we had the truck named after him. His name was Bruce Cover. And I spread just a little bit of his ashes at the start-finish line before the race, and then finished 6th, which is the highest a female has ever finished in a NASCAR event at Daytona. It was the highest a female had ever finished in any NASCAR race. But a few weeks later, Danica finished 3rd at Las Vegas. So we really, though, we broke some records, still hold that record in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And so what we do, I'm living my dream, but I'm old enough, mature enough, I guess, along the way to realize that even if we're not winning, we're just creating so many special memories. And every time I do accomplish something big, like that 6th place finish in Daytona, it's record breaking, and that feels really good.
And what is it like with, you mentioned Danica, you and her, just kind of showing that you can play with the guys, you can hang around with them just as well?
Well, honestly, there's times we can't hang around just as well, and it makes me very irritated at both of us. But, racing is a tough sport, and the women, one of the biggest obstacles for a female driver is the fact that all eyes are on you. And so what you do, whether it's good or whether it's bad, every race car driver, no matter who you are, has a bad race. But people don't really notice if Jeff Gordon finishes 32nd, but they notice if the girls do, and they say, oh, she's no good. But there's a whole lot of male drivers out there in her position with a well-funded team, in my position with not a well-funded team, who sometimes do better than us, sometimes do worse than us. So it's just that there's a little bit more attention on us no matter what we do. And I learned a long time ago that you just have to consider that a wash and take the good with the bad. I'll get a lot of benefits because I'm a female. I'll get a lot of, naysayers and negativity because I'm a female. And I'll just take that and wash it out and go do the best I can each and every race.
All right. Well, she is Jennifer Jo Cobb, local sports celebrity here. She comes out to a lot of games, so why don't you guys come out to some games here at CommunityAmerica Ballpark?